A Cincinnati-based apartment company is in foreclosure. Its founder accused of bank fraud, while tenants cope with leaky roofs and sewage backups and mold. The WCPO9 team has been looking into what went wrong at Vision and Beyond.
Reporter Dan Monk says it could take years to sort out the mess.
I'm Jerome Smart, reporting live from Cincinnati, Ohio, 5469 Kirby.
It's a 116-unit apartment complex in Mount Airy.
The conditions in the units are not livable. People got feces coming up through their bathtub drains.
Vision and Beyond bought the property in 2020.
I had sewage water coming up through my sink in my kitchen.
The Kirby complex is the largest of more than 60 properties now operated by a court-appointed receiver that lacks funding to fix what's broken.
They have some significant plumbing issues. The sewage line hasn't been replaced in over 50 years, and it's deteriorating.
Legal aid attorney Naira Kit White has been searching for answers since last fall.
If these issues aren't resolved, there's a chance that the city could order tenants to vacate the building.
In a hearing tomorrow, legal aid will ask a Hamilton County judge to let Prodigy Properties borrow enough money to make much-needed repairs.
Part of the problem here is that with all the fraud that's gone on, the receiver is not being funded by either a bank who has a lien or by the investors.
Nick DiNardo is managing attorney at Legal Aid.
What this really means for the tenants in all of these properties is it's taking a long time for them to get the type of relief that they deserve.
But that doesn't explain how we got into this mess. For that, you need to hear from Stas Grinberg.
But I've been looking into markets where you can own properties and you can really be the owner of the property.
He's an Israeli military veteran who founded Vision and Beyond in 2018, sprinkling pearls of wisdom in podcasts along the way.
In the US, I felt, and from the research we have done, is that there is a good legal system, there is a fair system.
Grinberg is putting that theory to the test. He's in Butler County's jail on federal charges of making false statement on loan applications and conspiracy to commit wire fraud and bank fraud.
Whose job was it to catch the fraud to begin with? You
would hope that the banks are doing their due diligence when they're making these types of loans, but property fraud's a pretty old scam.
This criminal complaint says Grinberg and co-founder Peter Gesundterman secured multiple loans for the same buildings. Grinberg's defense attorney declined to comment, but court records indicate he's negotiating a plea agreement.
You learn something every day.
Paul Cargile has lived at Kirby Apartments for 10 years.
Like when it rains sometimes, it floods. It leaks in my bed, one of my son's room.
Cargile has a message for Stas Grinberg.
You got a whole bunch of families out here that's going to be struggling and going through something for somebody else's greed and money.
In Mount Airy, Dan Monk, WCPO9 I-Team.